It was just 2 months into 2024. SABC announced a breakthrough in the murder case of famous South African rapper Keenan, aka Forbes, and his close friend, entrepreneur Dabelo Dips Motswana. The two were gunned down outside a restaurant in Durban's Florida Road the previous year.
The strategy that we employed was that after identifying these 6, we're going to look for parallel cases that they are involved in. And we're going to arrest them on those cases and keep them in custody, but don't charge them on the case that we're investigating, the main case 85 of February last year, which happened in Florida. So the reason for that is because we wanted to make sure that we get almost all the suspects, especially the organizer of the hit.
The arrest came as public pressure on the police mounted for them to solve the case. The public's trust and confidence in the police was low. In the streets, criminals were running amok. Communities were under siege from brazen gangs who were terrorizing them day and night. Several stations in the province, including Inanda and KwaMashu, had recorded the highest cases of murder and rape in the country in 2 consecutive years, if not more.
Yes, there is some groups of gangsterism, even it's starting up even at schools. We find that some of the youngsters are grouping themselves, and that it will cause a big trouble in the future if we don't stop it now. So I think sort of raidings, operations like raidings, the search and the roadblocks will help us to stop this sort of crimes.
2024 was an election year. Police were tasked to ensure a safe and secure election. Hundreds of additional officers were deployed to KZN ahead and post the general election to areas identified as hotspots.
As police officers, we serve South Africans through the government of the day. If the political landscape changes after the 29th of May 2024, there will still be the South African Police Service, and police officers will serve in that administration as if nothing has changed. We have the law to uphold and enforce. We are duty-bound to prevent, combat, and investigate crime, not to participate in active politics. Police officers who want to be politicians are more than welcome to surrender the blue uniform of authority and wear the colored T-shirt of their choice. You just cannot be a police officer and a politician at the same time.
In the second half of the year, police upped the ante on criminals, returning fire with fire. 6 suspects wanted in connection with a string of cash-in-transit robberies were killed in Crackdown. Weeks later, 5 suspects wanted for murder were shot and killed in a shootout with police in Cato Crest. Locals hailed the police for their actions.
We are really living in fear in our community. This is really not right. We don't know what is happening in our community. We hope police will be able to help us deal with this high crime rate.
In the months that followed, police continued the fight to reclaim the streets. Thousands of suspects were arrested for various offences and hundreds of firearms recovered in different operations. In September, a group of dangerous suspects wanted in connection with murder and extortion were traced to a holiday apartment in Durban's South Beach. After an exchange of gunfire with police, 6 suspects were killed. But just as the police were being applauded for their successes, murder reared its ugly head again. A horrific mass shooting in High Flats, southern KZN, claimed the lives of a family of 7, including 2 children. Police wasted no time hunting down the suspects. 3 were killed in 2 separate incidents weeks later. Another mass shooting in Escort in the Midlands left 5 dead. Swift action by the police led to the arrest of 6 suspects within 24 hours.
We have established a team at the provincial level to work with the district to try and follow up on this investigation. So that's all what we can report for now. We hope that we are going to be able to find the perpetrators that are involved in this murder scene that happened today.
With all the highs came many lows. The quarterly crime stats show that 17 police officers have been killed between July and September in the country, the majority in KZN and the Western Cape. As the year came to an end, police in KZN mourned the murder of 3 officers gunned down in 2 separate incidents.
So we are taking the fight to the criminals, and we're not going to be disturbed by them. We might be suffering a setback for now. We might have this incident where one battle that we're facing with, but the entire war is something that we have to win. There are many battles we're still going to face going forward, so we must just make sure that we pull all our efforts together.
Whilst the focus is often on the cities, rural communities were not forgotten. In northern KZN, communities living along the borders, who had for years been under siege from cross-border crime gangs, breathed a sigh of relief as the police made significant progress in cracking down on the syndicates, arresting suspected kingpins and recovering stolen vehicles and goods. As many South Africans enjoy the holidays, the men and women in blue will be out in full force in the province, and their message is simple.
Because the likelihood is that we might not catch you today if we're doing wrong, but we might catch you tomorrow, and it might not be nice when we catch you. So make sure that you comply with the law.
I'm SABC News, Durban.